Hey everyone. Um, what you're seeing here is a default cube, and if you look at the material for this, what it is it's a number of different materials. So if you look here, I've got a texture here, and if I just plug this directly into my shader, here I've just got a standard emission shader. So you can see here this is one texture I have here, and then I have another texture here. Where we go here? This is the kind of the other texture, and you can see here that on both of these, actually on this one I had a mapping node, so I can scale. I can scale this kind of on the, you know, can scale how much this is tiling. I think I set it to 2 on the sides and 10 up and down. So I can kind of set that scale. I can move it. I can move it around to a point where it makes sense. And maybe I'll move it on the Y, hide that seam a little bit or something. So there's this is called, it's a texture coordinate. It's going from generated into a mapping node, and then in the texture itself, I've set, this is default set to flat, and then you'll see it's just, that's flat, and I've set this to box projection. So this is a bit like triplanar, but it's not, but it's similar. This other one here, I don't have the mapping node on here, but I could have. And then these are combined with a mix node, and the mix node is another texture, which is this mask texture. So that's controlling the two. So if you look at them, let's plug those in. You look at these here. These are these two together, and then what I might do here is, because I've changed kind of the height. If you look at this, I'm going to mask this up higher here. So I'm going to modify my mask. I'm going to go into texture paint, and then I'm going to paint on my mask, and I've got the brush right now set to line, but I'll go back to space, and I've also got a brush texture mask of just a square shape, and what that does is it allows me to draw a nice square shape. So if I go down to here, I kind of want my mask. You can see I'm just painting on that mask there. Let's go back to, which one was I on there? I've been working in Maya recently, so I'm kind of a little bit confused here. How high up do I want to go to there? So then what I'll do is I'll scale this up a bit till I get to that point. Kind of remember where that is there, and then I'll just paint right across with my line. Line. There's different ways you could do this. Oh, okay, that's too high. Maybe down here. Just drag that across. There we go, something like that. Let's try it on this side. Let's give ourselves a bit more room to work here. Let's just drag that across again. That wasn't high enough. Not quite there. And too high. Oh well. this one. And this 1, 3. That one was actually pretty well right on. No, it was still a little bit low. What I'll do is I'll make this smaller, and then I'll come back and tidy this up a bit. Make this brush smaller here. A little bit more control here. Yeah, I'll be alright. Maybe a little bit more. Alright. This one, we can just hit, you can hit Control and then do it, and then you get the opposite effect going on. So that'll actually clean things up for you. Just like erase kind of. That's a bit much. Oh well. Just a little bit of character. Just following that line in the bricks there. There we go. So we've done that one and that one. They're not quite lined up. 3, 1. Here we go. Let's get this one. Oh, we went the wrong way with that. Control. All right. Okay, so that's me painting a mask in. I'm sure there's a better way to do it. But now what you can see, the issue that I have now is that I have the windows aren't quite lined up. So I could either come in and kind of paint those out, or what I was going to do as well is if I go back to my shading here, and if I take a mapping node and duplicate that one and just place it over here, and then I'm going to just move this up. So let me set that back to 1, 1, and 1, and then I'll move it here. Now the thing is, it's kind of riding up above this a bit. So there's a couple of ways we can combat this. One way is just, make the building shorter. That's kind of an easy way, isn't it? Just grab this and grab it down here. That's kind of cheating there, but that works as well. And if these weren't even on the side, I could take and slide one of these across. Not this one. Location. This one here. Now the issue here is that it's going to be a really fine adjustment here, which it might be a bit difficult to do. So a way to do this would be to go to let's say a vector here. Let's see, converter. Let's go combine XYZ. All right. So we're gonna bring a number in here. So let's bring in a input let's put in a value. Now, you might say, well, what does that actually do? Because if I move that around, I've got the same issue. But I can take this value now, and I can divide it. So I go to converter in math. So I'm going to take this value, and then I'll divide by like 100 or something. And now when I slide this, I'm going to have, you know, much more precision here. There we go. And then this one I can just bump this back up again. Am I going to have the same problem here? All right, well, I'll just take these ones, Shift D, and these ones, Shift D. All right, now we should be able to slide this smoothly up and down here. We got that. And how is it looking on the... Yeah, it looks fine all the way around now. That's great. There is kind of this issue here with this bottom piece. I think I do want to adjust this down a bit. There we go. All right. And then finally, there was another mask here, and I don't have this connected, but this was just a mask. Another texture here. There's a roof texture, and then another mask that is just masking the roof. So you can kind of layer these up as much as you like, and then you've got you know, you've got your all your different textures sorted. With this roof mask here, I would yeah, it feels like this needs a little bit. So let's go into our texture paint, and why isn't that updated there? Shading. Oh gosh, what's happened here? Wide. What's happened? What's happened in my Z value here? That's odd. Is that me bringing this down? Did that? Oh, okay. It's actually resizing. That actually didn't work. That fix that I thought I had. I don't think that did work. Yeah. Okay. Well, in that case, what I'll do is I'll scale this on the Z. Scale that up a bit so that I've got let's do 3 sets of windows, and 0.9, that seems to work all right. Yeah, that looks fine. Those don't work perfectly. Now if I go to texture paint, okay, that's fine. And if I want to clean this up a bit, I'll come into my, I'm going to make sure I'm on the right mask. So this is mask. Now I want to go to mask 2. Of course I've got 2 names, but I know it's this one here. And then I can also paint. I can paint on this mask. Let's go 3. Same sort of thing here. I can just take this and paint again. I'm painting with a line here. And I mean, it's an interesting way to do it. So then once you're done, once you're happy with, your texturing, then the question is, well, I've got 3 different textures that are all mapped on here using projection. I've got all these masks and stuff, and for a game, all I want is just a single texture. I don't want, I don't want all of this. So then how do I actually get this out? What I might do here is I might actually just take a second and I'll delete this face, and then I'll just have a look here at my UV. So if I go to UV editing, I think this just came with the default kind of layout, and all I'm going to do here is just go, let's see here, edge, take this edge, this edge, this edge, and this edge, and go, you know what, I could take this whole thing and just go Control E, mark seam here. Yeah, and then I'll just have a seam everywhere, and I'll go U, unwrap. And then when I unwrap this, I might give this a bit of a margin here, just so it's not sitting right on top of each other. And I think that's fine. Okay, what's happened here is I've lost the mask UV that I had. So let's go back a second, and let's go here to our UV channels, UV maps. Let's add one. Okay, this is the one we'll preserve the one we had. This will be our UV, our second UV here, and we'll go U, Control E, mark seam, U, unwrap. Yeah, that hasn't wrecked anything. Then I'm going to go image. So I want to bake this out. So I'm going to say that looks a bit odd there. Let's just clean that up. Texture painting, and yeah, we painted some brick on top of a window there. Let's turn this off of line back to space, and I'm on mask 2. If I hold down Control, let's make sure I'm on mask 2 here. I am. Mask 2. Wait a second, this isn't mask 2, this is mask 1. Let's go back to mask, here we go. And again, this is mask. Holding down Control, I should be able to paint on here. We're on mask here, right? That's definitely on the mask layer, isn't it? Oh, it's showing up in here, isn't it? Why is it not showing up in my window here? Single image. Oh, we're on UV2. We want to be on UV map. There we go. All right. Now are we going to have some love? Yeah. Now we're good. Okay. Tidy that up. I want that brick on the window here, or whatever that is. The plaster. Made a bit of a mess plastering here. All right. And to get that kind of funky edge there, I had a special brush here. I think I had this one here. I had this on random, and then when I was painting this on, let's make sure that we're got the right rake view plane. Oh yeah, it's coming through there. It's just maybe Yeah, some max strength. Let me increase the size of this a little bit. Yeah. It's a bit, maybe we'll put it on airbrush or something like that. View plane and the actual brush from space to airbrush. There we go. So that as we hold it down, it'll keep adding on there. So that's kind of interesting. Why are we not painting now? There it is. All right. Well, you get the idea. That could actually be another brick pattern or something. Might look fine. You do all kinds of cool stuff here. One thing to note in the shader setup is the reason I've seen other people set this up with like an alpha channel controlling the mix, right? That's all mapping. So if we come down to the mix here, what I've done is I've got my mask and then I'm running it through a color ramp, and what that allows me to do is to sharpen, or I can change the this is a bit like I think this is just a smooth step or something like that. This might be what you call it in a shader. So once I'm all good with that, again, I want to bake this out into a single texture. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on my UVs here. Where's my UV? It's taking me a long time to get out what I need to say here. UV maps. I'm going to make my UV2 for rendering. See how it's got the little camera beside there? I'm going to say turn that on for, oh no, hang on. I'll click it. Let's see if this will actually work now. It better work. Let's go to our UV editing and go image, new, 256. I'm going to go 2048 by 2048. Maybe what I need to do actually is I need to go into shading here, and I might need to specify these masks here. This mask. I might actually have to go in here and go Shift A and go to input texture coordinate, and I'll go UV, and I should be able to select, hang on, search texture coordinate, UV. Can I actually select the, I should be able to select which UV it is. Let's see here. Point. Yeah, I should be able to select the actual UV to force it to map with using that UV, right? Because I feel like for my render that I actually want to select this second UV that I made if I go to bake this out. So anyways, let's just try it. Texture paint. I'm going to set the texture slot now to, I don't know if this matters or not, but let's set this to our new, I'm going to call this one, the one we just made. I think it's this 10, I'll call this bake here. Okay, BKE, let's call it bake. And let's go ahead and let's hit bake here. Let's go into EV, change that to cycles, and then down in the bake settings here, I don't know if you can see it here, I've hit bake here. Let's see what happens here. Oh, this is what's baked for us here. There's our untitled, our bake. Is our bake? It's obviously not what we wanted. So I have a feeling that we've destroyed one of our texture masks here. Oh, hang on. Something's come through here. This is what it baked us. Which is actually I think it overwrote mask, which is unfortunate. It actually baked to mask. Which sucks. I thought I changed it here to untitled, and then I hit bake. I guess that's the one thing I got to figure out is where it's actually going to bake to. If I hit tab and then I select all these in my UV editor, where does this go to? It's on mask to. Make sure we set it on untitled there. Again, I should have saved that mask. Let's go back to it here. Let's go back in shading. I should have saved these before I did my bake. Always make sure you save your masks. Let's try this one here. Let's try to open mask. Oh, I think I lost it. Yeah. Oh, well, that sucks. A quick way to get it back. Let's just add on here. I'm just going to add a loop cut here. Loop cut. And I'll just drop that right in there. And then I'll select those faces. Hang on. Loop cut. What happened here? I thought I did one. Oh yeah, I did. I did a loop cut. Okay. Let's select those faces. Yeah, there we go. And all we'll do is go back onto our mask 1 here. Texture paint. We're going to use the fill, and we're going to turn on this, only to work on the selected. Like if you click on this box here, it only paint mask. It'll only paint on the faces you have selected. So if I go to fill now, and I want to be on, make sure I'm not on untitled, but on mask. Where's my mask at? My mask, oh, here's my mask here. So if I fill this with white now, let's click here. Oh gosh. Let's make sure that this is on UV2. So let's go back onto our UV1 and then we'll click that. There we go. So that's kind of done that now. That's maybe a bit high. So let's, I forgot that we weren't right under the windows anymore. So maybe we'll do this. Maybe we'll bring that loop down a bit. Grab Z. Oh, hang on. I don't want to grab the whole thing. Just grab the edge. Grab Z. Oh. Oh well. All right. It kind of stretched that down. It looks fine though. All right. Let's save our mask. Image. Save as mask. Save as mask. And then if we go to mask 2, we'll save this one as well. Image, save as mask 2. Okay, now we've got them saved. You should always do that. You should always save them. That was my bad. Okay, let's try this again. Now I want us to bake onto UV editing here. I want us to bake onto using UV2 onto untitled, and I believe that that's the one that I'm going to bake onto. Let's go ahead and try it out. If I go to texture painting, single image, untitled, UV2. All right, let's see what happens. Cycles, and we'll go ahead and hit bake. And I've got combine selected here. Give it a minute. I think it's gonna, it went back onto mask again. No worries, because we actually saved mask, so we didn't lose anything. But there's our combined texture now. So that's all of them combined together. And I'll save this image, save as. If anyone knows how to specify which one you're actually, this will be building. If anyone knows how to specify that, would be great. So now let's go back to our shading, and we'll load that in. This is just another one I had down here. I'm going to open that up, building, open image, and I'll bring that in. Now the mapping is going to be screwy because we need to put it onto UV2. That's the one that's going to be visible. So now this is no longer, it's no longer a bunch. It's no longer a bunch of different nodes. It's just a single 256 2048 texture that's storing all of this, right? So yeah, I hope you found that helpful. Again, it's not difficult to do. It's something that I don't do. It's something that I just, I always thought Blender was a single layer until someone put me onto this. So I hope you find that useful. And yeah, we'll leave it there.